Again, difficult loss. Guys played very, very hard, made a lot of mistakes. It hurt us. Had opportunities at the end to win the game with getting a first down and closing out the clock in a 4-minute drill. We didn't manage well. Got a chance to still get in overtime and just made some poor decisions, whether it be play call, execution, whatever. So disappointing. Again, I did think our guys played very, very hard in all phases. Had a lot of video that we showed them on Sunday of the effort of kick cover, defensive guys flying around, offensive guys making some plays, running hard. I think we ran for 270 on them. Got to get the pass game going. And then got a really good challenge this week for sure. I mean, Tulane's a heck of a team, complete in all phases, ranked top 20 team, playing really, really good. So traveling their place, another big test, big challenge. And we started our week. I think we're off to good preparation. Keep slugging at it. Got to get better. And got to find victory this week.
I kind of thought of this question on Saturday. How long does a loss stay with you guys?
I think as coaches sometimes play harder than the kids. I think the kids are pretty resilient. Come back, thought they were warm around those guys. Like we had light work on Sunday, but did some things. Thought we needed to get out, get moving, to try to help flush it. And it was very, very light work. We had our meetings. We had a lift. I thought the kids were good vibe. I wasn't a part of the lift. I was in meetings and doing some preparation, but our strength coaches that started at 1 o'clock, on Sunday, less than 24 hours after the game had concluded. So, the kids are pretty resilient. At the same time, too, we showed a lot of good plays, but we also showed a lot of plays. And here was the result. Here was the result from a penalty. And what happened? Here's the result. You're 17-3 across midfield, and you get a penalty. And then you get a turnover, and now it's 17-10. And you have a great run and pop it out to 35, but you get a penalty. And you have a missed assignment, and you get a blocked punt. And so just showing the effect of it. We're not going to make all those plays. We're not going to be perfect all the time. But when you're not playing poorly, bad plays can haunt you. And we had enough bad plays that day to haunt us. So tried to show that in a positive way. And started by showing, one, how hard they played and how well they played and things they need to build on. So for the kids, I think, pretty good. And there's some frustration. They want to win. They want to finish the season strong. And to me, I've got a lot of kids that I've been saying all along, I think are tremendous kids and great seniors. I want these guys to have success. So we got a great opportunity to play in a top 25 team on the road. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging, but it's a great opportunity. And we're going to max it out and try to put together another good week and see if we can perform better to get the result we want.
I know you said on Saturday that Cardell has just that throwing shoulder, just a little tweak in it. What's the update with him?
Yeah, I mean, he got tackled and fell on it and driven down into his throwing arm. He's out. He's not throwing yet. We'll go through the week. I mean, I could see it. It's not separated. It's not a surgical or anything, but I could see, because it is his throwing, how functionable will he be and the work he'll be. So it might linger a week or two, might go through the season where maybe he can't come back and play like he needs to play. Braylon a few weeks ago I thought was close to playing, but I didn't think he could play like he needed to play yet. He didn't look like him. So I think Cardell will get back doing some things probably this week. I don't know if it's going to be at the level he needs to play at, so we'll just judge it. But it's not going to be a major deal. It's going to require surgery, but it might linger through these games. We'll see.
Coach, you've been talking for weeks about it, how good the attitude's been with the players, and you've been real positive with that. Is it still, the morale still good even after a tough loss like Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough in the locker room because they played hard, battled, and whether it be decisions of play calling and execution or mistakes that in a close game get you on the wrong side of the ledger. So there was some frustration that, first of all, we just tried to calm, like, hey, I know one thing. The best thing we do is, one, we got to keep coaching and getting better, and you've got to keep practicing and playing better, and the best way to do it is stay together. So I hit that immediately after the game. I thought they came in really well yesterday, but it's tough. It's frustrating. You want to feel, and that's why I think it's delicate. Our game is demanding. It's physical. It's hard work, but there's a way you got to go about it that those kids are excited about coming to practice. So we don't need to be practicing. We got to fix a lot of problems for sure, but we can't be practicing so hard or so negative. They don't want to be a part of it. So we're working hard to keep that environment going. Again, we've had, I thought, good practices last week. I think everything's been pretty good. We just got off to a faster start. We worked on that during practice, but unfortunately we had enough mistakes that when you've got some injuries that we have and you're a little bit thin at some spots and you get exposed, and unfortunately we didn't overcome the mistakes that we made. And some of those mistakes are coaching mistakes, play calls or decisions too. It's a total gambit for sure.
And the quarterback position has been in flux all season long because of injuries and other things. Now Francis was in a key spot last week. Is this another week where you decide during the week with practice, and is he in the mix now as well?
A little bit. I mean, and by no means to me, Roman Fuller has also played and gotten, played at Washington, played against OU, and is an older guy. We're at a point where Kirk has not played, so he's not going to lose a redshirt year. And just to me, sometimes, one, I think he does throw the ball well enough and as well as any of those guys to give us a chance. Now, he doesn't, you're young. What's the reaction this week? He'll get a tremendous challenge from the front and the coverages and post-snap and the way they make you work as a quarterback. They make you work as an offense. And so, he'll have his hands full if he has the opportunity to play. But I just thought for the growth of him and the growth of our team, he needed a shot, especially after the injury. Going into it, I felt we would probably play both, but I also kind of felt going into it that Cardell, needed the shot. I thought I gave Brax the week before. I know the weather was bad, but hadn't been. I thought Cardell could throw the ball well, and like I say, he was playing pretty well up until the loss or the injury. So unfortunately, with he out, that escalates Kirk and Roman. I've liked all along the way Kirk is. He's very smart. He was recruited at the mid-level, chose to walk on. He's still a non-scholarship guy. So is he the answer? No, he's just a talented young guy that we like. We like a lot. But I also still like, Cardell, like Braylon. I was talking to Braylon yesterday. How many games you played now? 10. I mean, I said, dude, Oregon's kicking on about 60 right now. And so it's a bunch of years of experience. And I remember when those guys were young, how they looked. So sometimes it's playing through it, going through it is what it is. We got to play better. We did have a pick until the very last play of the game, so we did protect the ball a little bit better at that position. We got to build on that. And if Cardell is limited and cannot play, I would guess we'll probably end up having to probably play a little bit of Braylon and maybe Kirk as well. Well, and at the same time, I'm not down on Roman. I just thought Kirk needed a shot and was about equal of a skill set. And with the young guy, I thought it would be best for his growth and best for our team to give him that opportunity. And I thought he handled it well. Thought he handled it really well. He's missed a few things, but handled it well.
And the goal of making a bowl game, you guys, your back's against the wall there. You've got to win out for that. Is that motivating for the players? Do you use it as motivation as a head coach?
Yeah, we've been talking about the last few weeks as far as that's something you want. All I talk about is how much we like our group and practicing, and so many things in your life are finite, and there's an ending to it, and it's terminal, and our season has an ending point, and we want to prolong that. We want to spend more time together. So we've talked about more just how much we like a group, like working with each other, like being together. We want to prolong it and have a week. That's not the deal this week, though, like it has been every week. We've got to get better. We've got to improve, and then we got to put it together to get victory. And then whatever that result is, we're going to have to do it again. And when you have a great result, well, we're going to have to do it again. It doesn't mean, okay, now we got it. We're going through the process, learning. We've got to play better. Again, I thought our defense battled. Short yardage stops, goal line stops, didn't give up touchdowns. I thought they battled. Offensively, I thought we ran the ball hard. We got some mistakes that haunt us, and we got to throw the football better as we go forward with this program.
Coach, what did you or Spurrier or whoever talked to Kirk say to him before that final game-tying drive?
Just, we got to, a timeout, cannot take sacks. Don't need to get on one play, and we made one good shot, to get a third down and a go ball, and then we got close on a couple, didn't get it in there. Matter of fact, we changed up, we threw a couple of those last minute. Unfortunately, we had to take a timeout. We had a communication issue where we could not get a signal for one of our plays, so we had to use our last timeout. I thought going into as they drove, we took a couple timeouts because I thought we might need time. So as they were going down and they were getting close, took some timeouts. Then we get the turnover, and all we got to do is get a first down. We get a 3rd and 1, and don't make it put our players in a good situation. I run our quarterback on an extra block or running play that didn't work. He got us some yards to the play before, but in short yardage didn't work. Similar, but different to what happened at SMU in the first drive. A different play, but similar deal. And so there's a couple situations there where big time game on the line. You make that play, we win the game right there. And we're not having the conversation about the last drive. We had used the timeouts to save some time. They scored quickly. We did have about 50 seconds. All we say is we can't have sacks. And I don't know if checkdowns are really good right now. We don't need to throw the ball for 3 yards and burn 20 seconds coming back because we got 50. So we call that at the end of the game, we're trying to get some of our chunk plays, where you're trying to not throw bombs, but you're trying to hit a 12, 15, 18, 20-yard play, because catching, I'd rather have an incomplete second 10 than the clock running second 7 with 50 seconds. So, he managed that well. Did not take a sack with a couple times protection. Wasn't well the first couple. Made a good third down throw on 3rd and 10 to Cam. Made a good go ball. Tried a movement throw where he got targeted, which got us down to the 9. Took the 2 fades to the field. We wrinkled up the formation. He went to the boundary. Threw it back shoulder. We got our hands on the ball. We catch 2 and can't get our feet in bounds. Great play by the other guy. Kirk made a nice decision there. Gave us a shot. Come back and he throws a back shoulder fade to the right to one of our players that just can't make the competitive catch, and we kicked the field goal. The regret after that is probably in overtime after they scored. Probably should have ran it a couple. Came out and threw it right away, got second 10, threw it again, what I thought was a high percentage throw that didn't work. Now it's 3rd and 10, and we took the pick. So would have maybe won a couple calls back to get us manageable, because we had ran the ball well, and we're moving it well. So I kind of regret maybe that the overtime thought this got us 3rd and long.
What'd you say to him after that game-sealing pick?
Oh, I mean, in general, just to all the guys, they played hard, and again, I thought, nice job coming in, but we got a lot of work to do, and the pick wasn't, there was a lot of mistakes in the game, and that wasn't the play that won or lost. And I think more than anything, some of my play calls prior to that play got us in that 3rd and long, that maybe we should have done some better things to help our guys out.
We mentioned last week the energy around the team was still good. Going into a game, you liked your odds against Charlotte. When a game like that doesn't go your way in overtime tight game, what do you learn about your team for that 24-hour period following it?
Again, you don't see them immediately. There were some frustrations, emotions after the game. You try to calm and take ownership. Try to look at it collectively. Of, we own this. We're going. We've been staying together. We're going to stay together. We'll come back and have a good week. And again, to me, I did hit the coaches that night and say, I think you need to make sure you're on point with your players now. You're going to have to do a great job of connecting with them and reaching them. We got to be careful now. It's delicate now. We need pointing fingers is not going to be a great deal, but at the same time, we got to get better. We got to make improvement as coaches. You got to make improvement as players. So that means you got to be calling it out, but you're not blaming anyone. Like we showed a bunch of plays that day. Like, hey, this happened. A penalty or a negative play or a turnover or a bust on defense, and here's what happened next. A bust in the kicking game. Here's what happened next. Hey, that's a result. We're not going to make all those plays, but we made enough plays. We gave Charlotte, that played hard, a good chance. If we make some plays we're capable of making by just playing smarter, cleaner football, we let that one get away. And that to me is the difficult thing as a coach is, your kids are playing hard. You got a chance to win, and we don't manage it. That's why, again, I think you put it more on you as the coach. You put it more on your staff. And you don't put on your players. And that being said, too, we've been practicing well, good chemistry. I expect us to keep doing that. We'll see as we go forward, proof will be in the pudding. But again, after the second half against Rice, the last couple games, the outcomes have been different and maybe not what we want. But I do, when I put the tape on, I see our kids fighting, playing hard, playing physical, playing 4 quarters, and I greatly respect and appreciate that.